Hello and welcome to the finnmcgwyre YouTube channel, where today I'm filming a video that I actually should have recorded a very long time ago. As I'm recording it is the evening of Sunday the 30th of July. I came back from the Autism Shows quite a few weeks ago now. I'm sorry, I've been quite busy. But finally I'm recording this video where I just wanted to discuss a little bit about my experience at all three Autism Shows, because I've had quite a few people asking, oh Finn, how were the shows? How did they go? So I'm just like, oh, well, let's make a video talking about my experience at all three shows. I've got a little bit of a different setup today. Usually my camera's like over there somewhere, whereas today it's here at a different angle and it looks really different. And I've set up this new ring light. It's not new. I've had it for a couple of years, but never used it in my life. And now I've set it up and it's coming in use. The only thing is, every now and then the light gets either a tiny little bit brighter or a tiny little bit dimmer. Like it's the tiniest amount, but it throws me off so much. The fun of being autistic. But yes, anyway, back to the show. So I spoke at all three shows this year: the London one, the Birmingham one, and the Manchester one, and they were absolutely incredible, every single one of them. I'll go into a bit more detail, of course, but it's just genuinely such an amazing experience, and I can't express how thankful I am to get to use my platform in such a way to speak out and spread information and give a little bit more of an insight into what it's like as an autistic adult, slash autistic content creator as well. I talk about that a little bit. I feel so lucky that I get to do such a thing and to meet such amazing people along the way as well. It is truly brilliant. As well as speaking at all three shows, I was actually there with the company that I work for as well, Brain and Hand, amazing company. I'll discuss them in this video. I actually mention them a little bit in my talk. Speaking of the talk, I'm going to be uploading the full talk to this channel either later this week or next week. So anyone that couldn't come along can obviously watch it if that's something you want to do. My talk, I should probably mention it by now, transitioning from an autistic teenager to an autistic adult. I mentioned Brain and Hand a little bit in there. So, if that's out now and you've not seen it, go ahead and watch it so you can see a little bit about what it's about and what my whole talk was. But yeah, so where did this all start? Well, I mean, technically it started back in Birmingham last year, which is where I did my talk for the first ever time. It was quite last minute and it was a huge step for me because I'd never done any kind of public speaking before, let alone speaking so openly about being autistic in front of a crowd of 100+ people. That was pretty insane, but such a good experience. In fact, that I got to do all three this year is actually phenomenal. This year started out in London. Of course, first time speaking in London, which I was very much looking forward to, with it being a city that's not too far away from me. And London, it's always like, oh, London's the big one, isn't it? Everyone knows what London is. So yes, I was very excited to speak there, but also extremely nervous as well. At this point, it had been like 50 weeks pretty much since I'd last done my talk. Of course, I'd practiced it a tiny bit, but also I didn't practice it too much. So I was really nervous going into it. And I was like, oh, what if people don't turn up? Or what if, there's too many people that turn up and I get nervous and I can't do it. But actually in the end it went really well. And it's that thing, as soon as you get up there, and well, not as soon as you get up there, like it could be different for everyone else, but as soon as I got up there and I started getting into it, you kind of get into flow state, because the first like 30 seconds to a minute I start talking and it's like, oh, look at all these people, can't believe I'm doing this, am I actually doing this right now? But then as it goes on, I'm just like, yeah, look, this is just I just start waffling and I start talking, and next thing you know, the thing's finished, my light's falling down. This is why we don't use new equipment, because it all goes wrong. Cool, we're fine. And the good thing about the Autism Show as well is, you have a microphone, of course, but your voice isn't projected out through like loudspeakers or anything. It's actually just kept very quiet to people in the audience's headphones. So it's if you're wandering around the show and you don't want to have to listen to talks, or you've not got too much information coming at you, you've not got sounds coming from all these different directions that you don't need, and it actually makes it a lot easier for me as well, because it almost doesn't feel like you're talking to an audience full of people. But also the turnout as well was incredible. Like, it was a really, really good amount of people, like standing room only. I couldn't believe it. So yes, thank you so much to everyone that came along to that. And I really, really did enjoy speaking at London. It's definitely going to be one I'm looking forward to next year. I'm trying to think of something that stood out the most. I don't know why I thought that'd be a good idea to try and think of something that stood out, because now I'm just putting myself on the spot, and it's not like I made notes for this video or anything. But no, it just genuinely felt so good to get back into it. At the NEC, I had such a good time. And it's also, a bit mad, because I've been to so many conventions at the NEC, so talking there myself is pretty incredible. The good thing about the shows was there was 2 weeks in between this year, so I got a bit of a break in between this one and the Birmingham one. The Birmingham one, it was really nice to get back there again, especially since it was the place where I first did my talk a year ago, and the dates worked out, so it was pretty much a year apart as well, like 364 days or something like that it ended up being. And it just felt so good to get back to Birmingham once again. I was greeted by an amazing audience of standing room only once again. People of Birmingham, thank you so much for coming along and watching my talk. Really hope you enjoyed it. I was also quite nervous for this one. I don't know why I got so I wasn't as nervous as I was for London. I think it's just because I was holding such a high expectation of myself, and I was kind of disappointed with how it went in the end, just because I felt like I've done it better. But then it's like, of course it's not going to go exactly the same every time and not 100% perfect, and that's just that's just how a talk goes, unless you've got it fully scripted and you're reading it word for word. So I came off the stage and was like, okay, that was really good, but it didn't go exactly how I wanted to, and that kind of got me down a little bit. But at the same time, it was amazing once again, and Birmingham was such an amazing crowd to have. And I guess the standout thing across all 3 shows is just getting to meet all these amazing people, and as well as tell my story, also hear other people's stories. And it's truly amazing, which is why I can't pick out a standout point from all 3 of the shows, because all 3 of the shows were amazing in their own ways. But yeah, and then going on to Manchester. This is the first time I'd ever been to where it was in Manchester. It was in Manchester Central. I've never been there before, but it was actually a really, really nice and relaxed venue to be in. It was probably my favourite of all 3 venues. Talk there went really, really well. I was really happy with how it went. It felt just so much more chill. I didn't really get nervous at all at that point. Like, I was filming the talk before my one, and it was just like, oh, it's my turn to talk now, up we go. Of course, it's still the first like 30 seconds to a minute. You're like, okay, this is weird. But then, so I really, really enjoyed Birmingham, Manchester. Apologies, Manchester, for misnaming you. Yeah, Manchester was, it could have even been my favourite, but I don't think I had a favourite. That's the thing. A standout from Manchester, well, let me tell you, the standout from Manchester was this fella here being born. This right here is Brian. For those who don't know the story of Brian, I don't feel like I need to explain it. I don't think he really needs the backstory. Brian's just an amazing orange, which was, I'm saying which was as if he's a thing. Brian is a human who was birthed in Manchester, and we love Brian greatly, and he comes on all the adventures and travels now. That's all I'm saying upon Brian. He's a very, very amazing orange. If you know, you know. But yeah, honestly, all 3 shows are absolutely incredible. I wish I could talk about each of them in more detail. I would just be saying the same thing because of how amazing all 3 were, and just reiterating how amazing it feels to be able to have such an opportunity, such a great opportunity, and I can't wait to get back to speak there again. Of course, as I mentioned, I was there with the company I work for, Braden Hand, absolutely amazing company which is doing some great things. So if you don't know much about Braden Hand, go and check them out. But as I said, I also spoke about them in my talk a little bit, and I feel like I just need to thank a few people. So thank you, Braden Hand, for having me coming along across the adventure. Thank you to the Autism Show, of course, for letting me talk. Of course, thank you to Con Award as well for helping me get this opportunity. Very much thankful for that. And just thank you to everyone involved and everyone I met across the few weeks for making it such a special time. I'm actually going to put a clip in here. This is a clip that I recorded straight after I finished my talk in Manchester. I went upstairs to have lunch in one of the quiet rooms. It was just me in this quiet room, by the way. I wasn't recording this obnoxious clip with other people there. And this was just like my initial reaction straight away. It was quite long and quite waffly, so I'll probably cut it down a bit. It's also not at a very flattering angle. But yeah, I've not watched it back since, so your first time watching it back will be the same as mine. So enjoy.
This is weird. I've just finished my 3rd and final talk at the Autism Show for 2023. Spoke in London a few weeks ago, and then Birmingham a couple of weeks after that, and now I've just finished mine in Manchester, literally within the last hour or so. Also, sorry the camera quality is not great. I'm literally filming on my phone and it's really dark in here, so I've had to turn the exposure all the way up, and it's made it all grainy and stuff. Sorry about that. I'm also looking at myself and not the camera. And yeah, I just was because I'm going to make a video anyway, of course, but I wanted to just get my thoughts straight after it rather than days or weeks later, and it's just mad that I'm able to do this, because of course I did this last year, almost last minute, not quite, but with only a few weeks to go, and and that was okay. I enjoyed that a lot, and then the fact that I'm back again this year to do it 3 times is a bit of the same, and every single one of them has been so much fun. It's been the last 5 weeks, because it's been spread over 5 weeks this time, have been so much fun. I've loved every moment of it, and talking is something I really enjoy doing, apparently, which is something I wouldn't have suspected. And you know, yeah, each one of them has been received so well by the audience. There's such a good turnout for each one of them as well. You know, I was like, I'm doing 3, one of them will probably only have like a few people, but no, every single one has been standing room only, which is absolutely insane. I just can't put it into words, like how thankful I am to have a chance to do this kind of thing. Like it doesn't make sense to me how like 1 minute I'm just, you know, creating videos and that kind of thing, and then the next I'm standing in front of God knows how many people. I mean, the numbers are written down somewhere. I believe it was 110 at the first one, but I think the last 2 have been more busy than that, at least. Yeah, so it's insane. I don't know what to say. I'm just you know, just taking it all in now, looking back at it. Yeah, it's nuts, and I've got to go work in a minute anyway. But yeah, so thank you everyone, if you know, for coming along and watching. If you did, you know, if you're new to my videos because you saw one of my talks, thank you so much for coming along and watching it. I really hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for, you know, following up and supporting me afterwards. And yeah, I don't know, it's just like something I've really enjoyed doing. Like, as I said, I'm waffling now. It's been such a good few weeks, and I need to just decompress now, because it's been like, and now I just want to do it all over again, but I've got to wait till next year. So yes, I'm going to stop waffling now. Thank you so much. These have been my thoughts. I'm sure future Finn, you know, will have something else to say. So yeah, bye.
I hope you enjoyed that clip, and that it wasn't too embarrassing. As I said, I've still not seen it yet. Hope it was good. If not, I'm sorry, and I don't know why I'm apologising. I think it was fine. But yes, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I don't even know what to say about the shows. It just can't be put into words. I can't wait to be back again next year, hopefully, if I'm invited to. If not, then Finn, you're slacking. But yeah, like, last of all, the one thank you I forgot is thank you to everyone who's ever watched a single video of mine, or ever supported me, or come along for this journey almost, because I wouldn't, genuinely, like, I wouldn't be speaking at the shows if it wasn't for people watching my videos and, you know, sharing my content and actually showing an interest into learning about, you know, what it's like to be an autistic person, and that there are these shows that thousands of people attend each year with people that are interested and people that are all almost part of one community. It's such a good feeling at the shows. So yeah, just a thank you everyone so much. And being at the shows, it is that in real life proof that we are getting closer to a world that works for autistic people, or a world that works for, you know, people that are neurodivergent. We're not quite there yet, of course, but it's nice to see that there are people out there that are interested to learn and all of that kind of thing. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. My full talk will be out very soon. As I actually, did I mention it at the start of the video? I can't remember. I'm in London on Wednesday filming another very exciting video, so that'll be out soon enough as well. And I've got another video planned around the autism shows as well, so that should be coming very soon. I say around the autism shows. It's been almost a month now, but you get what I mean, you know, about the autism shows, I should say. So that's actually some, you know, a good few videos planned. Well done there, Finn. I'm in another few months off now. I'm joking, okay? I won't take this long off again. I'm just waffling now. Like, this video has been, I've been recording for 15 minutes. Good luck editing this thing. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you're not subscribed already, I really appreciate it. Leave a thumbs up as well. I've turned notifications on so you never miss an upload. Thank you to anyone that came along to one of my talks, and I'll see you guys in the next one.